So I got this old bike, and turns out I really don't like it. So, you guys been watching the last few videos. I've been doing some older mountain bike stuff. This gem, heavily sarcastic gem, shows up on my local Facebook marketplace, and 25 bucks, cool. Elevated chainstay, definitely kind of a neat looking bike. 25 bucks, figure why not, go grab it. End up not getting it, somebody beat me to it. Fast forward to later in that same day, I was selling a frame, and turns out the guy I was selling it to had bought this. So we worked out a deal, partial trade. So essentially I have $25 invested into this beautiful SF Elite 26-inch hardtail elevated chainstay steel frame bike. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it now that I decided I don't like it. Let's walk around the bike a little bit and talk about it, why I don't really care for it too much, and what I know it's only $25, like I could just resell it for $25, but I'm kind of like, I gotta do something with it. So let's walk around and take a look at it. Boy, where to even start? I think this is like a 90 to 93. If you Google it, you can find some pictures of these, but very, very little information. These basically were a Sears bike. I think whoever made these frames, which it doesn't say where it was made, it's just got some random stickers, or actually, nope, that's a serial number. Apparently, whoever made these frames, probably in China, let's be honest, made a bunch of them for different brands. These went to FS Elite was Sears. So I don't think this is the original fork. This aluminum shock suspension. Aluminum, let's see. Here we go. Aluminum shock suspension. The brace is broken. But yeah, cantilever brakes. It's got some okay stuff on it. A lot of the bolts have been replaced. So it's got Shimano Altus stuff all over. It's got the same brake levers as my Balance. These Altus, I like these brake levers. It's got thumb shifters. This Shimano SIS, that one is broken. What else? Shimano drivetrain. Shimano on the back. It is a 3x6 freewheel hub on the back, which is unfortunate. But more on that later. Like I said, like here's another. Like these should be Allen key, hex bolts like that. They're not. Also, I've got this gem over here on the crankset. Yeah. But it is like it's a square taper bottom bracket. The guy that I had got it from, who had just got it that day, said the seat tube was stuck. It's not stuck. I got it unstuck relatively easily, so there's that. This should just be a screw, seat post screw, not this stupid quick release. We've got the front cones are loose on the axle. These bull bars, these bull bar handlebars, those are original. All the pictures I see online, that's what they came with, which is kind of neat. The back definitely got a bent derailleur hanger, integrated derailleur hanger. You guys, I'm sure you can see that even on here, how bent that is. I don't know if you can see though how uneven the tread wear is on the tire. I'm hoping it's just not, the wheel's just not centered properly in the dropouts, and it's not like a bent frame. I could deal with a bent axle even, but I don't know. Elevated chainstay is definitely cool. It weighs like a metric ton, and I think a lot of that is the freewheel in the back. Those are always a little bit heavier. The biggest thing that I don't like is the pinched bars where they're connected, and that's just so they can make it cheaper instead of milling out the tubing properly to, you know, fit together. And the top tube is pinched the whole way. That's just how it's made. And I'm sure that was a design feature slash so they could make it cheaper. But it just, I don't know. In pictures, it's cool. Person does not do it for me. Another big thing that, like, I don't know, a month ago wouldn't have even thought would have been an issue or whatever. I got the balance over there, which is the chromoly tange tubing. I 100% can tell the difference just between picking that bike up and picking this bike up. Not just the weight, but like the feel of it. And I can also just like, you can tell, I don't know, you probably can't tell in the video. Yeah, I mean, I can hear it in person. That just feels like a more quality product. And that's not even that's still a no-name bike, balance. So I think if I'm going to do all the work to kind of put together my quote-unquote dream 26er cruiser bike, I got to do something else. But so that all being said, the guy that I got it from was an older guy, big into old 26er bikes, so that's kind of why he picked it up. But he was awesome. He threw in this Manitou spring fork, which, let's be honest, is probably worth double what the bike is worth. It's free. I mean, like the springs and everything are freed up. It works. I don't know how great it is. I need to take it apart and clean it up. Threw in this set of these old connection tires, which I'm not completely sure like who makes these, but the tread is good. They're like period correct, and they're not all dry rotted and stuff. So also I have, let's see, I have this bike down here, which is not going to be on video or anything. It's an old Raleigh that I picked up super cheap. Came with these Araya wheels, which are 6-speed, also freewheel, which is not cool, but they're Araya wheels, which that is cool. The other cool thing, a couple cool things about this bike, I guess, while we're talking about it. Sun Tour components, everything is made in Japan, and the Lee Chai, yeah, it's upside down, but the Lee Chai brakes and everything, crankset, wheels, everything is actually made in Japan. Everything's stamped made in Japan. This frame is steel and aluminum, like bonded together, and the aluminum is made from a company that used to be called Alcoa, which, if you're a truck guy, Alcoa wheels is kind of a thing. But that's based where I live, so I don't know, it's kind of a neat bike. But anyway, so I figured nothing else, I'm going to take this bike completely apart, clean up that fork, put the fork on it, put these tires on it, put that set of Araya wheels on here. This is actually got the Shimano splined fastener for the freewheel. Those other wheels have the 4-prong. I think I'll take both hubs apart, clean them, grease them, but I think I'll put the Shimano one on the Araya wheels. This is an 1/8" taper, or not tapered, straight, non-threaded fork. So I need to get a different headset. You can get a cheap headset for this. Stem, bars, shifters and brakes, something to put all this back together. And I guess we'll go from there. All right, I guess I kind of answered my own question in the video of what I was going to do with this bike. I think with the parts that I have, I need to blow the whole bike apart and make sure that just the stuff that's here is still functioning, that the bottom bracket is still good and it's not just gonna fall apart as soon as I take it apart, that the hubs are not gonna just disintegrate. It needs, like I just said, a stem, bars, and something with the shifters, because I'm missing a shifter. And these shifters, you can still find them, but they're relatively expensive just for the fact that they're older, not because they're good or anything. So I think I'll give myself a budget of $25. I'll have $50 invested in this bike with some substantial upgrades with the fork, the tires, the array of wheels, just to get it going. And maybe I'll get a hold of the guy that traded it to me, see if he wants it back, or then I'll put it up for sale. Or if I can't sell it, I'll part it out. Maybe I'll sell the frame for 20 bucks or something. I don't know. It's interesting. Frustrating more just because I was really looking forward to this frame, and then literally as soon as I got it home knew I didn't like it and I didn't want it. So there's that. I could just try and sell it for $25 as is, but I wouldn't get the content out of it. And again, I think it's a cool bike and it deserves a little bit of attention. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Make sure to scroll back through my back catalog of videos where I've done a few videos like this. I have some higher end mountain bikes and some other stuff that I've done in the past. The whole vintage thing is kind of new to me. And of course we do Toyota and Lexus 4x4 DIY stuff here as well. Follow the links down below over to my Instagram and my Facebook, where you see a lot more pictures of just day-to-day stuff besides what makes it into the videos. And until the next video drops, thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.